Yeah, it's about in frame. Hello. This is my second time recording this. I got distracted last time. So, we're back. Just doing some watercolor. I'm restarting the painting because I didn't really like the other one. And I think that's kind of why I ended up getting distracted. But, we're gonna do some watercolor. I started using the dark blue last time and I didn't really like it. So we're gonna use something else this time. Probably just that light blue. And then maybe a little bit of like yellow or green. But yeah, and then I think I'm gonna go back over it with pen and just add a little more detail since watercolor's kind of not the most detailed, you know. I hope my head doesn't end up in the camera either, because I noticed in the last recording that I did that my head ended up blocking the painting a little bit. Because a lot of times I have the tendency to like get down like this and paint. So I'm gonna try to not do that. But yeah, let's get into it. I need a little bit more paint. I started this TV show called His Dark Materials. It has, the only actor I know that's in it is James McAvoy, and he's one of my favorites for sure. Done a lot of cool stuff. If you don't know who it is, it's the guy that played Mr. Tumnus. And if you don't know who that is, well, I don't know what else to say. Really good actor. He was also in Split. And I think Glass was the third one. And that. Glass may have been the first one a long time ago. But they're pretty good movies. I like them. I like the sci-fi. I guess that's kind of sci-fi. But the show is really good. His Dark Materials. It's about, or it's based, I don't want to say what it's about because maybe I'll watch it, but it's based off of the same world, The Golden Compass, which is like an older movie. Not older, but like 2000s, somewhere in there. That was really good. It's one of my favorites. I need a little bit more water here in a minute. See, like right there, I just hope my head wasn't in the camera or in frame. I'm also probably not using watercolor exactly as it was intended, but you know, it'll be okay. This is my painting, and I will do with it whatever I want. If you hear my dog chewing on your toy, I apologize. Hopefully she just kind of chills there and doesn't get cranky. I had this like persistent cough for like the last while, couple weeks. I don't really like it. It's not particularly fun. I need some more flowiness. And then we're gonna do this. I don't always know what to say when I record these either. And you may not even be able to hear me that well. I think the mic is pretty good on these. I'm just using my iPhone. But I think the mic is usually pretty good. So I think you can, like, the audio will get picked up pretty well. But I'll go back and listen and make sure. And if it doesn't, then I'll just, I guess, do an audio recording over it. But yeah, sometimes, a little bit of an understatement. A lot of times I just don't know what to say, man. Not even just on here. Just in life. Everyday situations. It's always made me feel kind of weird. I just struggle with small talk. Most of it's probably just in my head, but isn't everything in my head? Supposedly. What I will say, wherever this drawing is going, it is not in my head. What are you doing down there? Huh? Hey, please don't knock over the camera. You can't sit up here with me right now. I'm sorry. You're very cute and all. Hey, no, don't bite that. Thank you. Hey, quit that. Quit biting it. Don't bite the tripod. Yeah. You little pouty baby. Can you go play with your toy? Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be really cool if you went and played with your toy. Hey, quit. You're making the camera move. Don't do that. I know you don't know what I'm saying. Sometimes I wish you did. Let's be real for a second. I never say this shit out loud either. I think I'm pretty comfortable being alone. Like by myself. I don't mind it. I prefer it a lot of the time. But man, can it get lonely. Like depressingly lonely sometimes. I don't really hang out with people. The only people I talk to, really, are my friends when I play games. Sometimes at work I'll talk to my friends, but like, I have like, let's see, soccer on Saturdays, so I play, and then when I play games, some of my friends. But outside of that, I don't really like hanging out with anybody. And it's like when you have people to hang out with, a lot of times you're like, man, I wish I had just some alone time. Until you have too much alone time. And then you're like, man, I wish I had people to hang out with. But then it's like, part of me that just wants to like sit here and sulk and suffer doesn't even want to go out. So like when the opportunity arises, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then end up just sitting at home. God damn it. My dog's doing something back there. I'll just go back over this. What was I even saying? I was talking about being lonely and shit. Yeah. Talk to my dog a lot. Which I think everybody does. I think it helps. Sometimes I feel like she understands. She needs a haircut so bad. I had to schedule that. You're looking scruffy, Trixie. That's my dog's name. Trixie. My head's definitely been in the frame a couple times. And I apologize. And I'm not going to edit it out. You're just going to have to deal with it. And that's okay. See, like for this, too much, like, there's not like, you can't tell, like, this just looks like a blob. So that's when later on I'm going to come in with a pen and go over this stuff to like kind of show where the border between these is. Maybe add some like shading or whatever. I did it with the drawing in the past, and then my dog ate it. That was really cool. Putting too much water on this thing. Feels like. Oh yeah, we got some blue on there now. I think. I'm trying to keep my head out of frame, I promise. But it's not going to be perfect every time. If you ever end up watching this, well, I'll preface this with just some of the things I like learning about. And one of the big ones is like space and like theoretical physics, like ideas and things like that. But I have no math background. So like it usually stays surface level. But even then, a lot of that shit's crazy. Cause like when what am I trying to say? I just spilled this drink on my pants. Right on my dick. It looks like I peed my pants. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, let's get some topics first. I love soccer. I played soccer since I was like 6. Played in college. Played in Germany. That has to be such a cool lifestyle, dude. Really any athlete, I'd say. I think soccer would be the coolest though. Any of like the big ones, soccer, basketball. Oh, I'm saying soccer, and I apologize for any of my foreign viewers if you're watching this. I haven't really done anything in the past like fucking couple minutes, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm American, so I grew up calling it soccer. I understand that it's football. When I'm talking to Americans, I call it soccer. When I talk to like Europeans, I'll call it football. Just because that is the name, you know. I don't know why we call it soccer. Well, I guess because we already had football, but I wonder when soccer got to the U.S. Because like football's been going on for a long time, like early 1900s. Maybe even before that. I don't think before that, but growing up, I was a Packers fan. And I remember we had this like book that showed like all of the Super Bowl winners. And I just remember thinking it was really cool that the Packers won like the first 2. It was like the first 2 and like the 3 out of like the first 4 or some shit like that. Like we won the first, second, lost the third, and then I think we won the 4th. I could be wrong, but I know we won the first 2. But I'm also from Tennessee. So, like, you'd think I should be a Titans fan. But now I don't even really. I don't watch football, ever. I watch real football. Soccer. Yeah, the other day, Friday, when I was recording the other painting that I was doing, I got distracted because I remembered England was playing. They're playing Greece. And I'm a Man City fan, so I watch the Premier League. But I watch like most of the games if I can catch them. I don't just watch Man City. So like a lot of the England players I watch just because of the Premier League. And man, I say we, I'm not like an England fan, I guess, but like, I guess this next statement's gonna contradict that, but in like the Euros and shit, I'll root for them. Really, just there's not much hope for the U.S. national team. We just got Pochettino. Maybe he'll do some good, but like, we just don't take it seriously enough here. I wish we did. I think it'd be a lot better than I was. Just don't have the right kind of training. And I didn't get into like competitive until I was older, for sure. I was in high school. It's probably like 14 or, no, I was like 15 maybe, 14 or 15, when I got into like the competitive side of it. And I was still really good. but obviously it hindered development a decent amount, probably. Just because, like, competition is the best form of training. That you can have all the skills, all the knowledge, all the IQ, but if you can't perform under pressure in game, then it's pointless. And the only way you get that is by competing, you know? And for better or for worse, I'm a little bit too competitive. So I play in like a rec league on Saturdays. Just because I don't know, man. I played pretty competitively when I was in Germany. I'm in the military, so that's why I was out there. I played pretty competitively, and it just like started wearing me down. Like my body was just like falling apart. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Came here, chilled for a little bit. I'm back in the States, by the way. That's where here is. I live out in Maryland. I don't know why I'm adding more color. That shit's gonna take forever to dry. I don't exactly know what this symbol is. It's like a half arrow kind of thing. I use it a lot in my drawings though for some reason. I think it can look pretty cool. Especially stuff like this where it's like that teardrop shape overlapping, like kind of. I think it's really cool. I'll add another one right here. I'm gonna fill that one in though. I want to fill it in really dark. Not as pointed as I would like. That's fine. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Haven't been smudging. I hope my head has not been in the way. I imagine it probably has a couple times. And I'm gonna go back watch this and be like, fuck. I can't release this. But I should. I have some nice hair. I just got a haircut too. Nice blonde hair. But I happen to be very white, which I guess probably comes with the territory of having blonde hair. Usually when you see somebody with blonde hair, like naturally blonde hair, they're gonna be pretty white. I'm pretty pasty. I think. I've got some tan going on. I want to fill that in. I could do that tonight. The ink is like, it may just be the light. The ink looks not, maybe because it hasn't healed all the way or something. I don't know, that one looks black too. What's next? I know what's next. This. Dink. Dink. I'll probably go in and add a different color inside a lot of these objects. I also don't really paint ever. So if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't. So don't hate on me. I'm just doing it because it's fun. We're gonna do this. I like adding borders, but a lot of times borders that don't line up. So this is gonna come like up a little bit. The line's a little bit too thick, but I'll be able to add some more detail and pin. I don't want to rotate it because I don't want to mess up the painting in the frame, so I'm just going to wing it. The line's not going to be good, but I think that's where it comes out at. I'm going to do like this. What are some of you guys' favorite games? We'll go favorite game all time, and then favorite game right now. All right, and I'll start, all time, my favorite game is, I have a short list of like 3 games. Oblivion, Knights of the Old Republic 1. I never played the second one. Probably should. And Nier Automata. Automata? However you say it. It's between those. Oblivion and Knights of the Old Republic. I played Knights of the Old Republic as a kid. Never beat it. Oblivion I got when I was probably like 12. And I think that's, if I can recall, one of the first games I remember ever like fully beating. And it wasn't really that hard. I think I was like level 4 at the end. And I still one shot. Was it Marin's Dagon? I think. Where you go, no. Well, obviously the last fight is like, Martin turns into like the dragon and he fights the demon. But like there's an area before that where you like transport into this dude's garden using the Book of Oblivion, I think is what it was. And it's like this guy's like sanctuary and you go in there, and I just remember fireballing him one time and he died. And I was like, that's kind of anticlimactic a little bit. I remember thinking that, and I was like, well, but I was also like, damn, like I think I'm almost done. I thought that was the end. And then I remember going to the Imperial City, I think is what it is. And that's when the shit was going down. Oblivion gates, demons everywhere, that big boy. And I think all you're trying to do is get the necklace to Martin, Septum. Descendant of Tiber Septum. I think Uriel Septum was the king that died in the beginning. Or Emperor, I think is what they call him, whatever. Sorry I haven't painted in like 2 minutes. I've just been talking. And alright, then Knights of the Old Republic, I think I didn't beat until I was probably in my teenage years, I'd imagine. I'm trying to think. Was it? I could have been an adult, honestly. But I played it. I started it first when I was a kid. Never beat it. And then I remember letting my friend borrow it. And then I went over to his house one day, and he had gotten like pretty far. I remember he was on Kashyyyk, but I know like that whole like when you have to go to the like Kashyyyk, Dantooine, Manan. No, Dantooine is where you go and learn Jedi shit. It's like Kashyyyk, Tatooine. I'm an idiot. Manan, and then wherever the Sith place is. I can't remember that planet. But he was on Kashyyyk, and I was like, whoa. He was in the lower level. I remember that. I was like, damn, this game's sick. Because I could never, when I had played it, I could never get past Lower Terrace. And if you've never played the game, it's like level 1, all right? Kind of. So you have like, you start off in a big ship in the sky. And it's you and Karth Onasi, the legend. Mr. PTSD himself. I think I finished that game neutral. Because I could never decide whether or not I wanted to be bad or good. All I knew is I wanted to marry Ballista. Or Bastila. Ballista? Yeah, Bastila. Oh man, she was hot. I feel weird saying that. I take it back. She was not. But yeah, that one was really fun. So I remember like going to hang out with him one day, and he was like, dude, look at how far I am in this game. I was like, what the fuck? So I remember getting it back at some point, and then I played it. I don't remember when I beat it, but I know I beat it. I think it was in high school. Oh man. Dark Souls, the first one. That has to be on there too. Alright, this shit has no water on it. I've just been having a conversation in my head for like the past 30 seconds probably. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I think Dark Souls was the last thing I said. I can't have a top 4. I have to make it a top 5. But I could also take one out. If I took one out, it'd have to be Knights of the Old Republic. I'm sorry. But until I can think of a 5th one, I have to take that one out. Dark Souls 1 was so good. Holy shit. So was Dark Souls 3. I never beat Dark Souls 2. I made it to the Smelter Demon. And I played Dark Souls 2 after I'd beaten 1 and 3. So it was already kind of like, I don't know if I like this game or not. Just because it was more of like the Demon Souls mechanics. And I'd never played Demon Souls. So it was almost like a completely different game. Not to say it was a bad game, because I think it was pretty good. Especially like, it had like a different look than all of the Souls games, even Elden Ring. Because like 1, graphics were like pretty good, especially for its time, I think. And the kind of game it was. I'd say they were about normal. And then 3 had really good graphics. And then Elden Ring obviously has really good graphics. But 2 just had like this weird like aesthetic. It was a cool aesthetic, I think. It's hard to describe. Almost like somber-ish, kind of. But also like somber, but at the same time like sanguine, I think is the right word. That's probably not the right word, but I think it works in this context, and we're just gonna go with it. What else? Yeah, Dark Souls 1 was awesome. Played that because of the friend that I let borrow Knights of the Old Republic, actually. I had to start doing some more of this painting. I don't know why I'm painting either. For one of my first videos, I should do probably what I'm best at, but this is just what I want to do right now. So it's what I'm doing. What's that one Eric Andre quote? I've got a crippling heroin addiction. Interesting man. I almost said that like Tom Hardy-esque. I just rotated the sketchbook. How dare I? We're just gonna fill all of this in. Fuck it. Alright, we're gonna come in with a different color now. I don't want to do too much. Sometimes just enough is right. Sometimes too much is right. Sometimes not enough is perfect. But you never know. You just gotta get it. And you're like, yeah, I think I'm right there. Now, the real question. Can you see the paint? Yeah, a little bit. What do I put in here? I think yellow could be cool as like a little bit of an accent on certain areas. Green could too. I've done it before and it looked pretty good. Blue and green. But I used a lot of the yellow. I may have started that painting in yellow actually. I think I did. Blue and yellow. I'm gonna go blue and green. I'll probably regret it as soon as the paint hits the paper. Yeah, I haven't even used the green that much. Oh man. Fine. Add a little drop in there. Mix that shit up. All right. It's on the paintbrush. There's a lot of it on the paintbrush too. Well, not really. There's a decent amount on there. Do I do it? I do. Fuck. It's fine. It's fine, John. Don't worry about it. That's... There's a little bit too much water on the brush. I almost knocked the tripod over. Trying to maintain borders here. It's a a delicate process. Please do not disturb. I want to learn French and Portuguese. God damn. I know my head's blocking the camera, and I apologize. That was probably a really weird angle from my face. Do we like it? Not particularly. Are we going to keep going? Yes. That's what it's all about, right? Sure. Sure. What did I start talking about at first? I think it was TV. No. That was one of the first things. Maybe it was the first. I won't know until I go back and watch it. I keep hitting the camera. Okay, I guess the green's not so bad. Add a little bit in here. Nice. Impressive. That shit's never gonna dry out. I wonder if I can like take a dry brush. I don't have a dry brush actually. Never mind. And if I do, I don't know where it is, so. I also apologize if you can hear like cars and things outside. Because I can. So imagine you may be able to as well. And if that is the case, I apologize. Yeah, Nier Automata is such a good game. I beat that in my adult years. This was maybe like 2 years ago. No, a little more than 2 years ago. Maybe 3. But man, I didn't even want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it. Because if you are into games and you like story and like philosophy and things like that, you'll love the game. It has a lot of existentialism in it, which I'm a fan of. I love me some existentialism. And who doesn't sometimes, you know? We're just gonna fucking do this. Why not? I wish the border was a little more refined, but it's okay. I wish I didn't connect them either. Can't take it back now, though. So. I should have started on this side. Yeah, Nier Automata is really good. Very philosophical. Gameplay is really good. Graphics are really good. Even I beat it when I was playing on Xbox. I have a PC or a laptop now. But even when I was on Xbox, graphics were really good. Almost made me cry. That's when you know something's good. Although I think I have like a lot of repressed emotions. So it's not really that hard to get me to cry. But only certain things can do it. Like a lot of times, the things that'll do it are like TV shows, movies. I don't think any other game has ever made me cry except for that one. And I think that's part of why it's on my list. Oh, it did make me like, you know, but I shed a couple tears. And I made the right decision. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I've been told I have a pretty good voice. Like last week, I was doing yoga with people in my flight, and I was leading it. So I was like, downward dog, blah, 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 you know. Exhale, or inhale, 3 to 5 seconds. Hold for a second, exhale, 3 to 5 seconds. And at the end, a couple people were like, man, you should do audiobooks. And I was like, man, maybe you're right. I also thought it'd be pretty cool though. I remember in high school, my theater teacher, which let me clarify. It was theater class, yes, but it was like one of those electives where like you kind of pick it to fuck around. Because, like, you don't really do much. You do, like, random projects, watch movies every now and then. Like, a lot of times we will just watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? She loved that shit. But I just remember her being like, holy shit, you have a beautiful voice. And it was weird because she was kind of kooky. She was interesting. I'm not going to say her name. But she was an interesting character. I'm liking the way the green's looking. Yeah, I think the green was the right decision. One day, I'll quit putting my head in frame. Today's not that day. Could be that day. But it's too late. I think I just put my head back in the frame too. I'm so good at this. Holy shit. Goddamn. Yeah, a lot of this recording is just gonna be no sound. I mean, you'll hear like ambient sounds in the background. Maybe my dog like sniffing every now and then, or running around or some shit. But if you made it this far, then thank you. I appreciate it very much. And I don't just appreciate that you made it this far. I appreciate you, because you stuck around for a reason. Maybe you don't even like the art that much, and that's okay. Sometimes I don't like my art that much, but I think it's necessary that I still do it, so here we are. But yeah, thanks for being right here. Because there's a lot more things you could be doing. And I hope that, you know, maybe this inspires you to go and paint. Because I'd much rather you create than watch me create. honestly. Not that I don't want you to watch these videos, because like, why else would I make them? Kind of. But like, everybody can create. Everybody's capable of it. Not everybody feels like they are. And sometimes even artists don't feel like they are capable of it. I've definitely experienced that. And it's a shitty feeling. But we have to realize creation is a very broad term. You can create whatever you want, brother or sister. Like, there's no rules to this. Like, I filled that in because I wanted to. Who gives a fuck? My stomach is upset, but it'll have to get over it. Yeah, go create. Smoke a cigarette. Smoke some weed. Do whatever it is that gets you in that creative mindset. Listen to some music. I wish I could. Maybe I just have to get another camera, which I don't want to, because that shit's expensive. But I want to be able, because I have my AirPods in right now, because I looked up online if you could listen to music while you record videos, and it said you could, but you have to be on the photo, like, part of the camera, and you have to hold down the button, and it's like basically like recording a Snapchat, where like, where you have to like hold down the button and it'll record like the audio or whatever. And obviously I'm not doing that with this. So I have my AirPods in with no music, which is okay. You know, I liked what has come about. But yeah, after this video, or even right now if you want to, go get some water, go get a glass, walk to the sink, turn on the sink, or the fridge if you have the little fridge ones. Maybe pour yourself some ice. Get yourself some nice cold water. If you have lemon, cut up some lemon and squeeze it in there. Make yourself your own lemonade. And a little bit of sugar, not too much. Then just go sit down. Sit down, stare at your feet. Think about how weird your feet look and your hands. And then think about how monkeys' feet look like their hands, and that their feet can do everything their hands can do. And then when you think about that, think about the fact that you're thinking about it and quit thinking about it. And then start drawing. Because that's what you should have been doing all along. And good luck. Now you're going to be thinking about monkeys' feet. Good luck concentrating. I'm concentrated because I've already done my thinking. I've come to terms with the fact that monkeys have hands for feet. All right? You know, I'm not jealous. You're jealous. One more little spot to add some green. I'm thinking about putting green in here, but I don't want to because it's already green on the outside. And I may add green here, but I'm not going to. I may do it though. I can do whatever I want. Monkeys are crazy though. They're brutal. I remember, I'm just gonna say the words. And even then it may feel graphic. It may sound graphic, and it's because it is. But it's also, this is nature. You know. It happens. But I remember seeing this video of this monkey. Well, alright, it was a chimp. And it had caught another monkey. Like some sort of like smaller monkey, like whatever those ones are called. And it was slinging this thing around, dude. Like, I don't know if they were gonna eat it. I think that's cannibalism. But it was like slinging it around. And then it was like on the ground. I think it was like playing dead. I probably shouldn't be saying this. I don't know if I can get my video taken down for this, but I've already started the story, so I have to keep going. And it like, the monkey that was getting swung around stopped moving. And then the chimp started to like chill out and wasn't slinging it around anymore. And I think the little monkey was like playing dead because it like started trying to escape again. And then the other monkey, the chimp, was like, all right, start like, grabbed its arm and just like snapped it in half. And then just started walking away. That was the end of the video. And I was like, God, those things could fuck us up, dude. What is fucking, I don't care about low battery. If my recording stopped because of this. I really hope the recording didn't stop. Alright, we're back. I like went to check to see if the recording was still going, and my phone was concerned about my battery being low. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this is gonna stop the recording. And so I paused it. Or I wonder if it like messed up the recording, so I paused it and looked back. So now I'm gonna have to go, when I edit the video, I'm gonna have to go in and add, I don't wanna do this one, and add another video on top of it. That's dried up faster than I thought it would. Oh, fuck. If I fuck with this pen, I'm gonna be so mad. Let's not use this one. Damn. So yeah, monkeys are crazy, bro. But it's like, we live in such a soft version of nature. Like, realistically, none of us are surviving any sort of apocalypse. And if you think you are, maybe you will. It could also be a little delusional. I just hope you have good friends. Cause shit's gonna go crazy. Yeah, I love coming in with like a pen. And just like evening everything out. Because pen is probably the best medium, for sure. Some people may not agree with that, and it's okay to be wrong. Pen is goated. Oh yeah. I touched the camera. How could I? I hope you can't hear my breathing. You should probably didn't hear what I said. I said I hope you can't hear my breathing. I love lines. Lines are so satisfying. And you can't tell me they aren't. My head. My big fat head was definitely in the way. Oh, my phone doesn't die. head was in the way right there too. Nice. I'll get the hang of this eventually. And you know what? All the shading doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to make sense. It's okay if it doesn't. Especially if you do like abstract stuff. Nobody's busting your balls to make sure your shading's okay. At least I'm not. You may be busting your own balls. And if that's the case, then quit that. Oh, because that ain't helping nobody. Nobody. That was such an awkward angle. Trying to be a little more liberal with this, a little more loose is probably a much better word. I don't think my head was in frame. Some of these lines are hard, bro. I'm almost done here. You don't always have to take your time. You can rush it if you want. That line was a little rushed. Probably to my detriment. But that's okay. So yeah, good thing about some monkey feet. My head was probably in frame right there. Yeah. Um, I don't have much to say to you. I am not disappointed in you at all. I'm very proud of you. And you know what'll make me more proud? If you go and draw right now. So yeah, go create. Go enjoy yourself. Go stare at the sun. Not for too long though. Goodbye.